Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's an exciting day. I am excited and I hope you can tell. We finally have the last piece in for the lower control arm for the front of the Ferrari. And that means the front suspension is going to be done by the time you're done watching this video. So, let's not really take too much time here. Let's get into it. Let's build a front lower control arm for our Ferrari F355. Let's get over the table. We'll be back. Alright guys, so let's take a little bit of a closer look at the piece. This is the piece we've been waiting on. This is the plate. I will call it the mounting plate for the ball joint adapter. This is the ball joint adapter that you've been seeing us making in the previous videos. So yeah, this goes ahead and wraps around the front part of the jig that we made up a couple of videos ago. And I already have one bent up, pre-put on there. Fits really nicely, as everything from OSH Cut has. So let's take a look at the process that we did. This is the little mock-up piece that I made to take measurements off of. And it sits over just like so. And this is the piece that was sent, obviously. And then I'll heat up each of these bend marks. That's what this is for. These will be where the bends are made. As you can see from the back side, bend, bend, and bend on the other side. So I just put a little bit of heat into these joints, bend it to the right angle, then put another heat in this joint, bend it to the right angle. It's that same. And then it bolts right to the front of the mounting plate. The other piece that I got in is the piece for the sway bar end links. These are M10 by 125 pieces, and that will go ahead and get welded into the arm that's going to go from here to here. So we've now got all the pieces that we need to make the lower control arms. We got our bushings that are custom made. We got our M10 by 125 sway bar mount link, and now we've got the front plates, which is the part we've really been waiting on. So it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and get you set up in a little bit different spot. That way I can start getting going with actually doing stuff. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to use the tubing roller to roll up the 1¼ inch tubing that we're going to be using, and then we'll be using the tubing notcher, which is here. The tubing notcher, you'll put the tubing in here, and this comes down. Use the drill on the top, and that will notch out the piece that we need for here, and the pieces that we'll use for here and here, as everything is going to come at a nice angle and look cool. So yeah, that's it. We're going to get you set up, move you to a little bit different spot, and then we'll get started going. I'm excited for today. See you in a second. Alright guys, we're all set up in a different spot, so yeah, let's get started making the control arm. Alright guys, so there you go. As you can tell, it's got a nice good bend to it now from the tubing roller. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this out of the roller. We're going to get it cut down a little bit to the right sizes for the control arm jig that we've got. And then, yeah, we're going to get started to use the tubing notcher to notch the right curve in it for the end where it attaches to the control arms. And then we're going to get things started welded up. Yeah, let's do that. Welcome back to the channel guys. It's the next morning and we are back here and ready to get started again. So before I move you over to a spot where you can just watch while I work, let me update you a little bit on where we're at. So I've got a couple of the pieces made. This arm here is currently made and ready to go, so that will fit in. This piece here is ready to go, other than I'm going to put a notch in it right here. When that one's finished up, we'll do that at the end. So yeah, we got to make one more and two more pieces to go, then we'll slide everything together and put it in and weld it up. So yeah, we'll get you to another spot and we'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, back over on the stand. Let's get started. Well guys, there we are. It is tack welded all in place in the jig. Now I'm going to go through and finish weld all the pieces. We'll slant this off to kind of match up to that arm. We'll put a cap on that eventually. And then we'll let it sit in the jig while we are letting it cool down. That way it doesn't shrink or distort too much. We'll obviously do it a little bit no matter what. When you put heat through metal, that's what happens. But yeah, we're going to try to make that as little as possible. So I'm going to take a slight break, then I will get you set up in another new spot so you can really see what happens, kind of try to get an above picture, and then yeah, we'll be back, finish weld this up. Alright guys, there we go. The control arm is fully welded and cooling down inside of the jig to make sure nothing warps or anything like that. These were obviously welded. I pulled this out and welded these on before I weld everything else. That way this could be pulled out, the bushings, and they didn't get all burnt up. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to let it cool down the rest of the way, and then we will pull it off, take it over to the car, put it on, see how it fits. See you in a minute. Well guys, we're back over here at the car, and it's in and all done up. That means it's time to replicate everything for the driver's side, and front's done. So yeah, time to move it on the back. We'll see you in the next video.